Hey everyone, welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm your host Sean, and today we are going to focus on quite a surprisingly diverse date of Lincoln set, and that's going to be the 1980s. 1980, yeah, 1980, not 80s. We're not talking about every single coin of the 80s, but the 1980 Lincoln cent, believe it or not, has a lot going for it. And we're going to get started here momentarily, but as always, I got to throw in my little ditty. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You'll be getting the best of the best out there. There are a lot of great YouTubers that talk about coins and currency. I'd like to say I'm top 100, but anyways, I'd appreciate a good old subscribe. Hit the bell for instant notifications. We're going to be doing giveaways all summer long as a way of giving back to the patrons and subscribers that have propped me up for many years. It's 8 years strong already, and we're going to keep on going. So I want to thank everyone for the wonderful, wonderful support and the views. It was greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and get started with the two different types of 1980 coins. Okay, we're not going to talk about the proof strikes, which would generally be shiny in appearance. They would have an S Mint mark for San Francisco. Those came in a gift-only proof set, and it wouldn't make any sense to bring that up on this particular video. But how about the coins that you find in circulation? Well, they call those business strikes. All right, so that's the kind of like the generic terminology for coins that were intended for circulation. So we have the Philadelphia and the Denver minted coins. We will talk about both. The first one that I wanted to discuss is a 1980p. Okay, on the Philadelphia minted coins, there are no P mint marks. Okay, it's completely missing, devoid from the actual coin. As you guys know, in 1980, the U.S. Mint was still adopting a bronze planchet of sorts. So these coins right here, again, they are bronze. They're the coins that people typically, hold on to for, investment purposes in that particular metal. All right, all the way up for the next 2 years until 1982. That's when we know that they switch over to that copper coated zinc planchet that we all loathe. So anyways, the 1980p coin that you see here, one of the highest minted coins ever produced at 7,414,705,000 pieces. So there is quite a wide abundance of this particular coin. It's not rare on its face the way it sits right now, but there are a few things you need to know, because there are a couple, whether it's grading or varieties or errors, that are really gonna set the stage for the actual value of the coin that you need to know. That way, if you find one, okay, you'll know that you're gonna find something you can make a few bucks on in the future. So let's talk about the grading of the 1980p Lincoln cent. The highest grade ever by PCGS is a Mint State 68, in which only one exists. All right, that 168 has never hit the open market. However, there have been a few 67 pluses of that same coin that have come up in market. Okay, the most notable is one that sold on Great Collections December 2nd of just last year, 2018. For $2,428.65. All right, so for a coin that is graded 67 plus, not all the way the top echelon at a 68, the coin sells for a ridiculous amount of money. It's still pricey, it's still expensive, and people, registry set collectors, covet coins that look like this, and that's why they pay all the money in the world. For something that traditionally you and I, we find it in change, are like, oh, this is just worth a penny, but you never know when you come across that high caliber grade, it could be worth a few $1,000s for that other person. So let's go ahead and switch gears here and talk about the Denver minted coin, okay, in much the same vein. This coin right here was minted in high quantities. More specifically, 5,140,098,660 pieces were produced through the Denver Mint at that time. In terms of grade, okay, the highest grade ever graded of a 1980D is Mint State 67 plus. All right, so there's never been a 68, much like the Philadelphia coin. So I'd say that one has a little bit bigger leg up than the other. Only two were ever graded as 67 plus. There has been none that have hit the open market as of yet. I would imagine that these coins have been firmly, tightly grasped into a registry set. But anyways, the PCGS price guide value for one in 67 plus is $1,750. Imagine if a Mint State 68 came onto the scene, you'd probably be talking about a coin that's $4,000 to $5,000 real easily there. So there is a doubled die of note that I wanted to discuss on this particular date. Okay, the 1980p coin does have a double die. As a matter of fact, it is a cherry picker's guide variety, one in which that is not the easiest to find. It's no 1972 or 95 double die. But this one right here is doubled die obverse number 1. Okay, it is also cataloged in the Cherry Picker's Guide as FS 101. So there has been a few examples that have sold in the open market. Actual high grade examples are few and far between. I mean, there's been a few 64s and 65s that have hit the market. I have one example here that graded out Mint State 65 Red Brown by PCGS that sold on Great Collections back in May 11th, 2014 for $715. As you can see on the image, the coin looks like it's circulated a little bit, even though it has a Mint State grade, but just the oxidation of the coin indicates that it has spent some time in a pocket of sorts, or a wallet, you never know, or a little change purse, a little cute change purse with flowers and stuff. Anyways, I digress. But that's the double die. Yeah, you saw the diagnostics. I mean, you have some pretty wild stretching on the date, and on Liberty you have the notching on there that you're going to want to take a look at and keep in mind as you're going through your coin rolls and your pocket change. This variety I found because I've owned a few of them over the course of the last 10 years or so. You really need a magnifier. All right, anything 10 times power and under is going to be the best tool that you'll ever need to use on any variety. Much, same with this 1980. So I'd like to also discuss a few pretty wild errors. All right, we can't do this video without talking about a few errors that are worth money. All right, first and foremost, on the screen right here, I have a whole string of various die breaks. Okay, these are called cuts. Okay, it's indicated by the big blob somewhere along the rim of the coin. Okay, generally these are voids where a die has broken and subsequently fallen out. So when the coin is struck right where that void is on the die, it will not strike. Okay, there won't be any sort of design features or anything. It'll just be a blob. These coins are very valuable, and people think that these are damaged coins, like someone had placed a melted blob of copper on that coin as kind of like a garage science experiment. Yeah, it may seem that way, but for something like this, it is 100% legitimate errors. Okay, so these are major die breaks. These three coins that you see on the screen sold on eBay within the last few weeks for between $25, and then the high one of one of these three sold for about $113, all raw. You don't need to grade them, nothing like that. That's the good news. So let's get into three other errors that I personally like. Okay, one of them is kind of like a wild complete blank because I don't know how this one was even made or where it was made. Well, we know where it was made, but anyways, you'll see here in a second. The first one is what I like to call probably the neatest coin. Okay, it is one of the most affordable. If you wanted something with some real wow factor, a flip over double struck coin certainly fits in that conversation. This one right here is a 1980p. Okay, it's double struck, flip over. All right, so that's why you have the obverse and reverse of that secondary strike all on one side. It's pretty neat. The second strike is 85% off center on this coin. This is one that grades out NGC Mid-State 65 Red Brown, and this sold for $188 on Heritage Auctions, okay, a while back. So the next coin that we have here for you is going to be another nice 1980p. This one here is struck over a 1980p dime. This is referred to as a double denomination coin. So when this was struck, it was struck on a Roosevelt dime. Okay, obviously that was already struck. It wasn't on a blank Roosevelt dime planchet, but the coin, as you could see the profile of Roosevelt's head. This is one of the more dramatic errors that you could come across. But this one right here, graded NGC Mid-State 64 and sold for $1,437.50 on Heritage back in February 5th of 2010. So it's been a little while. And finally, we're going to end it off on this kind of mystery coin. This is one that sold on Heritage a long time ago, back in 2006, for $2,185. It's a 1980D. This is a Denver coin that was struck on some sort of weird unknown planchet type. Okay, it's been determined that it is a 93% silver, 7% copper composition planchet. Okay, so where in the world do you get something like this? It might be a foreign planchet, I'm not sure. The actual listing doesn't provide a whole lot of details, but there's no other coins made during that time that the US Mint made which was silver. So this is probably some sort of like foreign silver planchet. I don't know where it came from, but this is an interesting piece. This one graded NGC Mid-State 62, as you can see on screen here. But anyways, this one right here is nutsoid, and it's a Mid-State 62, so it's seen a little bit of wear and tear. Not a whole lot, but it's definitely passed through a few hands. So you never know what you're going to find out there. And that pretty much sums up the 1980 Lincoln pennies. I mean, there's a lot going for it. People want nice examples of this date, okay? And they're opening up their wallets to find just the right type for them, whether it's through a registry set or just to have, so that way they have that nice high grade. I want to thank you guys for joining in. Again, I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Feel free to share and subscribe. Again, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. You know, take part in some of the cool giveaways we're going to be doing all summer long as a way of giving back to the patrons and subscribers. Thank you guys for all the views and support. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.